It was definitely not a good weekend. Started with the Deion situation.
Yeah, it was not a good weekend.
I said, okay, maybe the Cowboys will fix this, and I have a better Sunday. And things got worse, to be honest with you, because I saw a lot of the same thing I saw Saturday. I saw Sunday. I saw a dominating football game and the team being dominated that I didn't want to be dominated. And Arizona, I sat here last week when we talked best team in the NFC, and I said, when the San Francisco 49ers run behind Deebo Samuel, that's a physical football team. I told you that worries me. It scares me, and that's what I worry about with the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know if Arizona was listening, but they play physical football, and Dallas wasn't prepared to handle that kind of football. That's what we've been wondering and questioning. Okay, we know what your Achilles heel was last year. It was that run defense when they got Mozzie Smith. And these first two games, it looked like, with all the elements, and we're playing complementary football, that got taken away or that was no longer a problem. It showed back up in a mean way yesterday. This team it was out physical. They ran anywhere, everywhere. And my problem with it, Skip, Key, is I can see if you were squeezing through holes. But the holes I saw that Oregon had on Saturday, Arizona had on Sunday. And they were the same size. I was like, you can run trucks through these lines. Yeah. That's the scary part. You won't never beat Philadelphia like that. You won't ever beat the San Francisco 49ers like that. So whatever it is, that they have to get this fixed, because they watch this film and they're sitting back saying, oh, my God, that's the same old Dallas Cowboys, and we'll take care of them in the first week of the playoffs if they show up and play like that. They got dominated up front on both sides of the ball. And the way you looking at me like that,
because we set up here last week, and when Diggs went down, we talked about
that wasn't an emotional loss, too. Now I got the defense. I know they're emotionally dealing with Diggs not being there.
Oh, okay.
But I expected them still to show up and
when
play.
He was in. Oh, he was a great linebacker. He was a great linebacker for him. He was a great DT for him. He was a great pass rusher for him. Emotional. So they went into the game.
Emotional in a trap game.
So now it's a trap game. 30 attempts, 222 yards, 7.4 yards a carry. You do the math.
I was just saying, man, don't get what you got to get in.
Okay?
Don't get it in.
No, I'm just saying. I try to tell you and Skip, taper it down, man. Slow it down. I gave the Dallas Cowboys this victory because I figured they going into Arizona. Arizona's not a good football team, although I thought Joshua Dobbs played well previous. Got to give him the credit. And then when you look at this, it can't stop anybody. That was the one thing that the New York Jets screwed up when they played against them. You give Breece Hall the football 4 times. Had you given Breece Hall the football 30 times or somewhere close to that, or ran the ball 30 times, maybe you get this outcome, because clearly—
Although they gave it to him a bunch yesterday and he went nowhere. But go ahead.
They gave it to him a handful of times yesterday too, Skip. But if you look at this situation, Arizona just now opened up a huge recipe for the next team. The next team coming in, the New England Patriots and Ezekiel Elliott, 18 carries. So what you think Bill Belichick going to do? He going to try to do the same thing. It's a copycat league. Okay, defensively, you say to yourself, this defense was touted as the best defense that money can buy from you, Skip.
Yeah.
That wasn't the best defense yesterday. No. You can't sit here and tell me, Michael, that because they lose Diggs, that all of us
had an emotional letdown. Key, that's true. They love Diggs.
Oh, stop, boy! All of a sudden, stop. Now all of a sudden they lose Diggs. This defense just completely falls apart. They're gonna stop. Skip. They're not going to allow people to score on them. In the first 2 games, 5 points if you split it down the middle. They blanked the Giants and gave up 10 to the Jets. They got 28 out of them. A championship defense ain't giving up 28 points to an opponent like Arizona. Okay, I don't want to pile on to it, but I want you and you. I want you and you to just bring it down. It's not over with. They sitting still pretty. Okay, Philadelphia's got to play the Bucs tonight. They still sitting pretty, but you got to slow it down. And we ain't even got to the other side of the ball yet.
All right, my turn. I can make a case that given what we did in game number 1 and game number 2, this was the most pathetic loss in the history of the Dallas Cowboys. Given where the bar had been raised to, given what we saw in those first 2 games, a dominating defense and an offense that didn't really get called upon, but looked like it could just go up and down the field on anybody at any time. This was a 12.5-point favorite on the road in a stadium that you know all too well. The Cowboy fans just take it over. It's as easy a road game as any NFL team will play all year. Trust me. Trust me on this. Yes, because Arizona had flashes in the first 2 games, but it's Joshua Dobbs. He was 0-4 as an NFL starter going into this game, and he dramatically outplayed my quarterback. Okay, so what happened in the big picture? You mentioned it. In a freakish injury during practice on Thursday, they lose Trevon Diggs. He's their playmaker. He's their ball hawk. He's their igniter on defense. And
I told you about the attitude.
And again, they got knocked on their psychological ass by that. What do I always have a problem with about this team? Where are the 2 Achilles heels? Well, they're psychological, emotional, because this is an extremely talented team without strong leadership in the quarterback or the head coach, especially the head coach. He is the polar opposite of Deion Sanders. He's as cold as you can get as a motivator. This team lacks that senior leadership that the 90s Cowboys had, starting with this man to my right, because this man to my right would have been the first man up on Friday or Saturday or maybe even the Sunday pregame locker room to say, hey, we got to suck it back up. We got to pick ourselves all back up. We lost him. He ain't walking through that door. The rest of this year, he is not walking through that door anymore.
So you really believe because Diggs is lost for the season?
Okay, and remember,
you had 3 offensive linemen.
Two Hall of Famers can't play, cannot play. The center can't play. But it's the Arizona freaking Cardinals. This man steps up in the locker room. Troy Aikman steps up in the locker room and says, no, we got to go out and punch him right in the mouth, because if we hit him first, they will fold. Okay, that's how you do it. It's how you do it in this league.
They get more courage.
Skip, Michael. First of all, you mentioned all offensive players from their era. Then you mentioned the offensive linemen now that are gone.
Yeah.
They didn't struggle on the offense the way they did on the defense. Okay. The defense is the reason that they got gas.
You have to pick yourself back up.
They got gas because of the defense, Michael.
No doubt. I'm with you on that. But you give me 1 of 5 in the red zone, 1 TD, you 5 times.
I understand
the Arizona Cardinals.
I understand that.
Wait, let me tell you, right then, you give me my lineman, I'm more physical playing down here. I'm handing that ball off. I'm not even giving Dak an opportunity to throw that darn interception.
All right, there you go.
So it does matter here.
Tony Pollard had a hell of a game. You can give him the football down there. Why did you stop giving it to him?
No, you just said that.
No, why did you stop? The lineman.
Because you know well, everybody moves up. It gets tighter down here.
Yes.
And I'm missing 3 offensive linemen. They will get me down. Now, if I have my all-pro guys, I can play much football here.
You got down there when you didn't have your all-pro guys.
But it's tighter. I only got 15 yards. That safety is 10 yards off the line now.
So in other words,
25
in other words, you telling me highly paid offensive linemen, they shouldn't even be on the field then if they can't get that push.
I'm telling you, there's a variance between why one is called first team and the other is called second team. And if I got my first team in there, I can bowl right through this. But my second team, they don't know how to combo block, come off and get that linebacker, and then go to get that safety that's 10 yards leaning right there near the goal line. There's a difference. At the end of the third, it was 21-13, 21-16, 21-13, 21-13, when he went for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 something left. I'm like, oh, if this the end of the 4th, you're down 8. You want 2 opportunities. You go get that. You take those 2 opportunities. That's 1. So I understand if it's the 4th quarter, because you say I'm gonna take this one, and then we're gonna get back down. We'll try to get back down on 2 opportunities. But at the end of the 3rd, I want to kick this field goal right now. I want to make it 21-16. 21-16.
Yeah.
So now I'm within a touchdown. As a
it.
team, I'm on the sideline going around saying, dude, we know we don't play bad. we would get a touchdown.
Yes.
We can go. I'm working on the minds now.
All right.
I'm working on the minds. When I tell you, hope will dictate effort. Now we got hope. We done played bad, dude. We shouldn't even be in this game, and we won touchdown. So you don't do it there. You go back, and you have another chance, kick another field goal. You don't kick it again. I'm like, come on, man. Right now, that score would have been 21-19. We would win this game. I wanted those field goals. In the fourth quarter, you can do that. In the third quarter, you take those points. We didn't have 3 offensive linemen. You take those points in that situation.
Fair enough.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.